Hello, I'm here to talk about Christianity. This is meant to be an introduction. It's particularly aimed at people who don't believe, but if you believe and could be helped by it, that's fine. I personally think that more people would be Christians if they understood it better, and that it's often misrepresented. And not only is it misrepresented, you have people that are trying to discredit it. And that's the way it's always been, but it's hopefully something that people can look at this with an open mind and have their lives changed through Jesus. It's really what we're here for. The problem is that I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what Christianity is, and that people don't really think about it, or they believe Christianity is something that it's really not. But what this video is about mostly is the first important point. Is there really a God? Now this is very important because you're not going to get very far as a Christian if you don't believe in there's a God. There should be logical proof that there's a God. And the way, like I said, I'm just an ordinary man. I've never been to seminary or anything like that. And I'm just making these videos as an anonymous speaker. Hopefully I have wisdom and experience good enough that somebody listen to me, and I hope the Lord will lead you to Jesus, if possible, or at least to spark an interest where you research and find from other people the kinds of things I'm talking about and make a decision about Jesus, because it is the most important decision you'll ever make, ever. And it's like a billboard I once saw. It says, one of these days you're going to meet Jesus. Why not today? But first place, you got to believe in a God. Believe in the right God, the true God of the Bible. And I hope to present a logical argument for, is there a God? Basically, you have to ask yourself one question here, and you got to answer this honestly. And I think we're all going to answer yes if we do. Do you exist? Okay. Now, a lot of people have tried to say they don't exist. The existence is an illusion, those kinds of things. In an argument, trying to argue against God. First place, I think it's pretty logical that you exist. One simple thing, have you ever been in pain? If you're in pain, I'm pretty sure you'll admit you exist, because you can't experience pain unless you exist, and it's obvious you experience it when you do. Another thing is the opposite, something good. You stick something in your mouth and chew it up and it tastes good. You see, well, I would say woman because I'm a man, but you see an attractive woman. Something happens that is beyond anything that you can understand. You exist, or you wouldn't feel that when you get those kind of feelings. And when you go out and hear the birds sing and have a nice day, anything that you can experience, it's proof that you exist or you want to experience it. It's got to be that you exist. It's pretty logical. Now the next thing is, where did you come from? A lot of people try to use a lot of arguments that we don't know where we came from, but still there's no God. How can there not be a God and anything exist? That's a good question. Now, I once as a child asked my mom a question. She couldn't answer it, and I can't answer it today. I don't think anybody's really meant to be able to answer it. God has some things deeper than we can understand. But I wondered, who created God? Now, I don't think anybody can answer that. I don't know if it'll ever be made clear to us or not. But the point is, just because I don't know something don't mean it doesn't exist. It's not there. Lots of people try to use a theory of evolution to say there's no God. First place, theory of evolution is very weak. Lots of scientists don't even believe it. It's a romantic theory. It predicts, oh, there's space aliens and all kinds of stuff. And basically, the part we're concerned with is the part where they believe matter can come from nowhere, just come into existence from nowhere and come to life by itself. Okay, they don't know how it happens, but very simply, there doesn't need to be a God because matter will come to life by itself, evolve, and all these beautiful flowers, and all the people can exist the way they do now, and the magical man and woman thing just going to happen. It's an accident. That's the theory of evolution. If that were true, it's as big of a miracle as a God that could make things the way they are now to begin with. Matter that comes into being from nothing does a miracle as big as creation itself. If you don't believe me, create something. I don't mean make something. I mean something's not there. You don't go nowhere and get anything or anything. You just make it exist. You can't. Okay? And if you can't do it, nothing can't do it, because you're more than nothing. So basically, we exist and something created us. We don't know what created us or what time. Well, I'm trying to lead you to an argument that there's a God of the Bible that created us, but I'm saying this from a logical point of view for this argument. We don't know exactly what form God is at this point of our argument. But if He created us exactly the way we are, it's just as simple as if He created matter that not only could create itself out of nothing and come to life itself, excuse me, and change life over time to become us. That's as big of a miracle. So don't buy people that try to say, oh, science proves there's no God, blah, blah, blah. That's foolishness. The Bible says the fool says there's no God. I believe it's Psalm 14, I think the first verse. I'm bad with locations, but for the sake of argument, if I do this down the line and make more videos, I'm going to have to probably look these locations up before I start. But I believe personally everybody really believes there's a God. They may not know the form of this God, but atheists, they talk the loudest that there's no God. I think they're trying to convince themselves. Christians are told in the Bible to try to spread the word and spread the gospel. Who tells an atheist? An atheist has no one to tell him to spread the word. And besides, if you actually don't believe there's a God, why do you care if anyone else does believe there is? Everybody in the world, do they have to actually believe everything that you believe? It don't make sense. So these hard arguments that supposedly prove there's no God, but there lots of times ain't nothing but circular reasoning where you and foolish attempts to mislead you. Don't listen to them. Just ask yourself, is there really a God? And I think if you really look into things, you will see, yes, there is a God. Okay? And like I say, I'm just a regular guy. I would like people to see Christianity for what it is, and I'd like to, if I can't give you compelling arguments to believe it, I would like you at least to have enough interest to research someone who can. But ultimately, it's God that will lead you to Him. If you start praying to God that He makes you, lead you to the right path, and you really seek it, I'm sure you will find it. So trust the Lord. Even if you don't understand, try to seek, and you should be able to find. God can lead you to Him. If you become a Christian and die saved, it was God's will. And that's what we're wanting you to take an interest like that for these videos. Now, next, like I say, I'm not a man of great school, and I've never been to college, nothing like that. I have read the Bible. And a lot of times I'm giving you my opinion. You trust the Bible over anything I tell you. And that's our next video. We're going to try to see if you can believe the Bible is the word of this God, and that we can trust what's in the Bible as a guide to our lives and what we believe and that. So that's the next video I'm going to work on. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope that you learn from it and that it does spark an interest in you. So till the next video, I'll see you. Bye.